Good morning, all of you. Welcome to Biology with a Difference with your instructor, Babita Rani. I hope you are doing the affirmation every day before starting the session. I am learning every day and improving by each passing day. Thank you for doing the affirmation. Let's begin our class today. What we have studied till now is the different laws of Mendel, in which we saw that when two pure line contrasting traits are crossed, we always get only one of these two, and that was the one that was called the dominant. But sometimes we have some variations from what Mendel had shown. Why was Mendel successful? I had told you that none of the genes were linked together, and he was very can say lucky to select the 7 characters that he had selected. But there are certain examples where we do not see the Mendel's law is not prevalent over there, and one of them is law of incomplete dominance. That means when we take different characters of few organisms, plants and animals, it will not give us the result that one of them is dominant, the one is recessive. Let's see what happens if one is not dominant. They will show a character which is somewhere in between it, or a different character from both the homozygous parents. Now let us see what are the three and what are the examples of these. I forget to change the color of pen every day. What are the examples of these incomplete dominance, where we get something different from one character which we had taken as a parent character? Examples are snapdragon, or also known as dog flower, and this should be capital. Antirrhinum majus. This is one example. Another example is touch me not, mirabilis, jalpa. So these are two plants which show incomplete dominance. The third one is example of an animal. There is a bird which shows incomplete dominance, that is Andalusian fowl. So these are three examples, the most common examples that you will find in different books. That is snapdragon or dog flower, as they are commonly called. The scientific name is Antirrhinum majus. The second one is touch me not, which is the common name, and scientific name is Mirabilis jalpa. And the third one is Andalusian fowl, which is a bird. So what will happen if we see the examples of these two? Because the 1 and 2 are plants, we will take one example, both of them will show common type of dominance, and the third one we will study separately, that is an animal. So let us take example of snapdragon first, or Mirabilis jalpa. You can say both of them will show common feature. So if we take a plant having red flower, this donates red, and we will take homozygous, right, and small r is white in color. According to law of Mendel, what should happen? because I have written capital R, that means this is dominant. So, according to Mendel's law, in first generation we should get all the dominant character, that is only red should be there. But let us see what happens, because this is a homozygous gene. So, we will have only one type of gamete, homozygous gene, so one type of gamete. So, all the flowers are of the same type, that is capital R and small r, but instead of being red, this is pink in color, and pink is that mixture of red and white. So, this what does it show? That red was not able to express itself fully, and somewhere white was also able to express to somewhat extent, and that is why we got an intermediate character, and this type of cross is known as incomplete dominance. So, we have, let us draw, sorry. I think it is, yes, now it is okay. Now, if we do selfing of this capital R and small r, what will happen? Capital R small r into capital R small r. Two different types of gametes will be formed, capital R and small r, because it is a heterozygous gene. According to the formula 2 to the power 1, we have two gametes. Let us write it in Punnett square. Capital R small r, capital R small r. So, we have capital R, capital R small r, capital R small r, this and this will combine together. So, small r small r. So, what is the ratio of genotype? If you remember, the complete dominance ratio of genotype was RR is to RR is to small r small r. What is the ratio? 1 is to 2 is to 1. Let us see the phenotype ratio. Phenotype: red is to pink is to white. This will be red because we have capital R as red. So, we have only one red. These two will be pink. So, pink, and this will be white. As you can see over here, this is white. So, phenotypic ratio is also 1 is to 2 is to 1. Genotypic ratio is also 1 is to 2 is to 1. But if you remember the complete dominance, there we had genotypic ratio as 1 is to 2 is to 1. But in case of phenotypic ratio, it was 3 is to 1 instead of 1 is to 2 is to 1 that we have got over here. So, if you are asked a question, in which cross we have phenotypic and genotypic ratio as same. So, you can immediately answer that in incomplete dominance, we have both the phenotypic ratio and the genotypic ratio same, and that is 1 is to 2 is to 1 in a monohybrid cross. So, this type of question generally comes. So, in Mirabilis jalapa also, if instead of snapdragon it is written Mirabilis jalpa, here there also you will write the same thing. A capital R which is red in color is crossed with small r which is white in color. They will, because both of them are homozygous genes, they produce a single type of gamete, When they combine, capital R and small r is formed, plants we get, and that the flowers are pink in color. So, similar explanation for Mirabilis jalpa also. But what you have to remember here is both the phenotypic ratio and genotypic ratio is same, that is 1:2:1. Next, let us take example of animal. That was an example for plant. Let us take example of animal. This gene capital B will show black color in the fowl, and small b will show white color. Because it is a homozygous gene, we have only one type of gamete. Here also this is a homozygous gene, so only one type of gamete. All the F1 generations will have capital B and small b. According to complete dominance or according to Mendel's dominance, this should have been black, but this is not black, this is blue in color, showing incomplete dominance. When this is crossed, capital B, small b is crossed with capital B, small b, that is selfing is done. We have two different types of gametes because this is a heterozygous gene. What will happen? Capital B, capital B, capital B, small b, capital B, small b, small b, small b. So, this is what we will get. If we look at the ratios, phenotype black is to blue is to white. What is black? Only 1. So, it is 1, blue is 1 and 2. So, it is 2 and white is 1. Genotype capital B is to capital B, small b is to small b, small b. Capital B only 1, capital B, small b is 1 and 2, and small b is only 1. So, you see 1:2:1 is ratio, phenotypic ratio also and genotypic ratio also. If we draw a Punnett square, so this is male gamete, this is female gamete, capital B, small b, capital B, small b. These two will cross together, capital B, these two together, capital B, small b. Now, let us come to this, these two together, capital B, small b, these two together, small b, small b. This is how you represent it in a Punnett square. But what is the result? Result is exactly similar to what we got in Snapdragon or Mirabilis, that is phenotypic ratio is equal to genotypic ratio, and that is 1:2:1. So, this is what happens in incomplete dominance. We do not get any one character which is dominant from the homozygous contrasting characters, that is homozygous dominant and homozygous recessive genes. We get another character when we have alleles from both of these chromosome. That is, how is it situated on chromosome? Let me show you. Suppose this is a chromosome. This is a point on chromosome which is called locus. Locus is the location where genes are located. Suppose on this chromosome we have capital B and on this chromosome we have small b. So, this is how they are located. One of them is considered to be allele, together they are considered as genes, and this point where gene is located is known as locus. Okay. So, what is locus? Locus is the point where gene is located. So, this is all for today. Go through the video and hope you enjoyed it, and if you have any questions you can write it in the comment section. Don't forget to subscribe it and click on the bell icon to get the notification whenever a new video is released. Thank you for watching. If you liked it, do share it with your friends.